Hidden deep within the rolling hills of Park County, Indiana, stands a structure with a long and eerie past. The Indiana State Sanatorium. Built in 1907, the facility was originally known as the Indiana State Tuberculosis Hospital. It was a beacon of hope for those suffering from tuberculosis, but it soon became a place of suffering, sorrow, and death. In a time when tuberculosis ran rampant, over 100,000 patients passed through these doors, many never leaving. The sanatorium's sprawling grounds included isolation wards, patient housing, and even its own morgue. During its operation, thousands of lives ended here. Patients were subjected to crude surgeries, freezing temperatures, and long periods of quarantine. The echoes of their suffering still seem to linger within the decaying walls. After tuberculosis was brought under control, the facility was repurposed in the 1960s as a mental hospital. The history of abuse that haunted many such asylums during this era was no stranger here. Treatments like electroshock therapy and lobotomies were commonplace. Visitors and paranormal investigators alike report disturbing experiences. Everything from disembodied voices, shadowy figures, and unexplained sounds are frequent occurrences. After decades of treating tuberculosis patients and housing those suffering from mental illness, the Indiana State Sanatorium transferred once again. In the 1970s, it became a nursing home, catering to the elderly and those in need of long-term care. But this wasn't your typical care facility. The dark, tragic energy of the past still lingered, and for many residents, this place became their final stop, both in life and some say in death. The nursing home was operational for several decades, but reports of neglect and mistreatment began to surface. The facility struggled to provide adequate care, and stories of patient abuse emerged. The weight of the institution's grim past seemed to bleed into its new purpose. Many elderly residents were confined to the same decrepit buildings that once housed tuberculosis patients and mental health sufferers, compounding a sense of isolation and abandonment. Several deaths occurred within its walls, some from natural causes, others for more questionable circumstances. Over time, the nursing home gained a reputation not just for poor care, but for a pervasive atmosphere of dread. Staff members and visitors alike reported seeing strange figures in the hallways, hearing phantom footsteps, and feeling cold spots in rooms once used for patient isolation. But one thing is for certain, the dark history of the Indiana State Sanatorium continues to live on.